Ladies and gentlemen, we are live once again from the John Huntsman Center here in Salt Lake City, Utah, where we just witnessed 3-seed Oregon, how do I say this best, dominate the glass on both ends to secure themselves an Elite 8 spot. Meanwhile, it is the end of the road for Wisconsin. Unfortunate, but that's how sometimes things end. If you can't clean up your own glass, most times, if not always, you end up losing that fight. But we have a new one in front of us here. 4-seed Rutgers, 1-seed Creighton for the right to play against Oregon in the Elite 8. Hello everybody, I am still alone. I'm your play-by-play commentator and just all commentator all wrapped up in one, whatever you want to call me. Commissioner Daniel here of the league. And I bring to you these two teams that had the hype throughout all the season and even in the preseason, and for the most part they've lived up to it. But I'd like to look at them a little bit closer in a little bit more detail, a little bit more color to it, if you know what I mean. Now, very similar these two teams are in regards to how they play offensively. They don't waste time. They get shots up, and they can be physical when they need to. Now, the difference is Creighton defensively a bit better than Rutgers, a little bit. Rebounds per game kind of tells the tale a little bit. Rutgers somehow gets more blocks per game, but I think overall in terms of defensive efficiency, Creighton edges them out a little bit. Shooting overall just a little bit too, but make no mistake, both teams can shoot it at a very, very elite level, and both are able to share the wealth, so to say. They are very, very talented in that regard and are very capable of taking anyone down in the country. Now, as we know, 1 seed in this contest, and make no mistake, nobody is safe anymore at this point. Nobody ever was safe, but it's even more emphasized by what we have seen so far in this tournament. But with that said, I think we're ready to finally get going. The referees have cleared the courts. It is no longer time to warm up. Everybody should be warmed up and ready to go, especially my voice too. With that said, I think we are ready. And once again, we back at the John M. Huntsman Center. You can see the upper quadrant of the West region. Those two are the ones standing. Starting lineups here for Rutgers in the backcourt: Booger McFarland, CJ Hayes pair up. In the front, Parker Carson, Jacob Stevens Jr., and Trey Krozovich. For Creighton, Stan Vanilla Jr., Jamarcus Vick are the pairing in the back. Malik Harris, Cooper Laza, and Wave Jackson up front for the Blue Jays. For Rutgers, last time they made the Elite 8 was in 2029. Last time they made the Sweet 16, 2031. Creighton last made the Sweet 16 2 seasons ago. But here we go. Tip-off between these two, and it's going to be Cooper Laza that wins the tip. And here we go. It's a different beast. The Sweet 16, the second weekend overall. This is where the best really come to play. Cooper Laza misses the shot, but Stan Vanilla gets the board and draws the foul on Parker Carson. And a interesting sighting there to see the point guard get the offensive board for Creighton. But as we know, this Creighton team really able to do it all. A lot of teams at this point are. Good first free throw there to open the scoring in this contest. 15 seconds in is Stan Vanilla Jr., one of two non-seniors in Creighton's starting lineup. The other one is Malik Harris. And there we go. Both free throws gone in, and it's time for Rutgers to get their first touches of the basketball. Here's Krozovich getting it down. Krozovich gets it. 3-ball does not go in, and rebounded by Malik Harris. That's another thing. Rutgers is going to need to be on point with their shooting. Vanilla 3-ball. No. Wide open, and he missed it. Chances missed on both ends. Now here's McFarland. Gets it to Stevens. Back to McFarland. Doubled over to Stevens. That's a 3-ball. Stevens. No, sir. And Cooper Laza gets the board. It's an interesting battle in the paint between Krozovich and Stevens Jr. versus Wave Jackson and Laza. Speaking of Laza, there he is. 2-ball goes, and the first field goal of the game is credit to the Blue Jays. Gonzaga was a team that Rutgers played in the Sweet 16 when they were last here. Arson, 2-ball, no sir. Rebounded by Harris. And for Creighton, it was LSU that they played last when they made it to Sweet 16 before this season. Bounce pass in, Wave Jackson, 2-ball, way off, and it's rebounded by Stevens Jr. And rifles it up. McFarland through the contact, and it bounces out on him. Russ let that play on too. Sometimes they'll call it, but there they decided not to. Malik Harris trying to put the moves on. Bounce pass in. Wave Jackson misses again. Wave Jackson was a dynamo against UCLA. 26 points against the Bruins. Here's Stevens trying to work his way in. Look at those moves by Stevens Jr. The self-proclaimed journeyman, but has become a quick staple of Rutgers basketball. Vanilla over to Laws, draws the foul on Stevens Jr. He's got free throws. Cooper Laza is a guy that has been so good this season in the country that he is considered one of the top contenders for the Wooden Award. Other names like Wizish, Kyrie Holmgren are floated around. Jacob Stevens Jr. as well, Jack Hammer. But eventually there will be a final list to reveal who the finalists are. Oh, CJ Hayes is in trouble. CJ Hayes is in trouble. And he gets ripped, but is called, Jamarcus Vick called for the reach and foul right there. Lucky call for Rutgers. Very lucky, very fortunate. Parker Carson, corner 3, doesn't go. Rebounded by Jamarcus Vick. Roast any coach you want. I'm going to roast a coach. I don't know if this counts. This is a coach that's no longer in the league because his ass got banned. Coach Riker of Washington State. Yeah, he's a bum. Buddy thinks that the state of Hawaii should be its own country. That's all I'm going to say. Hayes dribbles around, but it's tipped away, not turned over, and Stevens knocks down a mid-range jumper. Kind of missed saying that Malik Harris was, but he made the previous jumper for Creighton. Here he is again, Malik Harris. Over to Wade Jackson. Wade Jackson, big dunk. All over that Rutgers defense. Here's the thing. Here's the problem. For Rutgers, they're a bit undersized. They don't have anyone 7-footer or above on the court. For Creighton, they have 2 7-footers. McFarland. Long-time Scarlet Knight. Nose. And alley-oop attempted. And knocked away. And it's Creighton's ball. Vanilla just gives it off to Harris. Again, Creighton has no problem slowing things down, just looking for the right shot. There it is. Wade Jackson finally gets it. Creighton's starting to create some distance between themselves and the Scarlet Knights here. We're 4 minutes in, so a lot of game time left. Doesn't matter how you start, it's about how you finish. Here's Stevens. Stevens gets blocked! But the Blue Jays cannot keep it in as Wade Jackson tried to complete the defensive play, but it'll still remain with the Knights. So far, a good start for the Blue Jays in this one. And inbound is going to be by Carson. He'll get it to McFarland. No, he won't. It's knocked away by Jamarcus Vick, and there's Simba Zelikov, the proud coach of Creighton and the most legendary coach in the history of LSL basketball. College basketball, that is. And here's Captain Hayes in the corner. There's got to be some sort of spark to help his team jumpstart. McFarland, 2-ball, doesn't go. The GOAT. I don't know, but Creighton just coughs it up voluntarily. They didn't even need to do that, yet somehow it happened. Who's the GOAT of LSL college basketball? I don't know in terms of players. Coach-wise, it's Zelikov. And no, that's not me self glazing. It's the truth. That's just the truth. Vic, 3-ball, got it. 11-2 run for the Blue Jays. Rutgers are capable of so much, but they haven't been able to do anything yet. Carson, and one. Important play right there, and Cooper Laza called for the foul. In terms of players, it's a tough call. We've had a lot of really, really good players come through, of course. I wish we had a stable NBA, LBA, whatnot throughout all these seasons, so that we would have been able to see all those guys be able to play out their careers. And Laza gets it. Oh, wow. Wide open shot. And that's only a 2-ball. Lee Karras just pulled that thing. Didn't even consider to step back a little bit. He could have. Rutgers kind of scrambling here against the zone defense that Creighton is presenting. Another knocked away ball. Vanilla wants to work in. His tip to Laza. And it's an and one for Cooper Laza. A ferocious start here for Creighton. And Cooper will complete the 3-point play. And there we go. Trying to see through this pressure is Rutgers. But Creighton is coached at an elite level. McFarland drives in, draws a foul on Laza. That's the second foul on Cooper Laza, so he's got to go sit for the rest of the half. That could change the game a little bit. And Laza will exit the game for the next 10 so minutes for Cade Hornecker. Full senior starting lineup for Rutgers. McFarland is just one of them. Good free throws there by McFarland. And Rutgers is trying to put the pressure on Vanilla, but no going there. Almost turned over. That was close. And that time it is. Creighton just throws it away. But Rutgers does the same thing as Carson wanted to bounce that thing into the paint. But good positioning by Vic. Hornecker 2-ball is off. Over to Carson. Slows down a bit and is doubled. Over to Krozovic. Krozovic, 2-ball. Got it. All of a sudden, the game's just kind of changed a little bit with that exit of Laza. Oh, what a block down low, but Vanilla Jr. in the right place at the right time to get that offensive board. That's Vanilla's second offensive board of the day. That is wild because he's the point guard. McFarland is trying to be the one to help dissect this Creighton zone defense, but a shot missed right there from mid-range. Here's Vic. And he gets ripped, but Hornecker there at the right time again. Pass in, Vic gets blocked by Krozovic, and they say it is out of bounds on Jamarcus Vic. So Rutgers will inbound from their own half. And in the game enters DeMarcus Cousins IV for Jacob Stevens Jr. And for those that are experiencing ads, I am so sorry. You should subscribe. Carson top of the key, corners, Captain Hayes, tried to get it to, don't know who, but Krozovic 2-ball, doesn't go, and rebounded by Wave Jackson. Again, you see how fast both teams are able to operate. Vanilla, pump fakes, pulls the 3, almost hits it. Hornecker gets the board and misses the putback. All of a sudden, Creighton going a little cold here. Bounce pass and is picked up by Jamarcus Vic. Hayes trying to be crafty, but to but to a fault. Oh, what a feed into Jamarcus Vick. Off the glass and in. Carson, oh, Stan Vanilla just fell. Wide open two for Carson. Of course he takes it. Looked like an ankle breaker. I've got to check Vanilla's ankles. Vick in the corner, over to Hornecker. Hornecker, big slam is rejected by Cousins the fourth. McFarland wants to drive in. And it settles for a wild two ball that doesn't go in. Cousins. And he misses the putback. Will feed in. Wave Jackson layup goes. Now McFarland back at work. And this Rutgers offense has got to figure it out because their defense isn't. Oh, foul drawn. Almost went in, and that's on Hornecker. The backup center picking up his first foul. Subs made by both teams. Jackson and Harris come out the game for Creighton. Meanwhile, for Rutgers, looks like Parker Carson and DeMarcus Cousins. No, not DeMarcus Cousins. And Trey Kozic. Looks like Trey Kozic and Parker Carson are out of the game because Dash Bozo is now in. And Stevens Jr. is now back in for Creighton. Jaron Fields and Jordan Walker are now in. Both teams have very good depth. Very good depth. Here's Vick. Just rolls around. Rutgers doesn't even really pressure. Here's Jaron Fields. He's doubled. Jaron Fields is doubled. He kicks it out. Hornecker, two ball. Is missed. Cousins the fourth with the board. Once again, Bozo gives it up. Stevens Jr. two ball is missed, and Walker gets the board. The transfer from Clemson. And here's Vanilla Jr. A little bit of a rough outing against UCLA. Prior to that, they put on the offensive performance of the tournament. Three ball by Jaron Fields, the transfer from Loyola Chicago. Now McFarland over to Captain Hayes. See how quickly they get in front of him. Three ball is off the mark, heavily guarded by Vanilla Jr. This Creighton team understands efficiency. Vanilla Jr., two ball, bang, got it. The magic that Creighton can make happen. Second to none. Now here's Bozo. Doubled up. Pressured. Gives it up. What a pass into Captain Hayes. But he can't finish the play. There were too many bodies inside. This Creighton zone defense is a tough task to deal with. Walker gets the feed. Jordan Walker. And Stevens Jr. is called for the blocking foul. I don't know if that's his first or second foul. Yeah, and so far Creighton has looked like money in this game. Wholesale changes. A couple of the starters are back in, but now Drake Dronovich and Luke Fisher are in. Wade Jackson is back in the game. And pass is tipped away, and Rutgers intercepts the inbound. And pass into Krozovich, who finishes the playoff. One time, Rutgers was actually able to find a soft spot in Creighton's zone. Wave Jackson goes through contact, and he gets it to go. What a finish. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, brother. Made the Sweet 16. They're not silly. Jacob Connect. Pulls up from three. Big three right there. Jacob Connect, the former Xavier Musketeer. A big gap right here in shooting percentages between the two teams, even after that three ball. That rained down for Connect. Harris. As Drake Dronovich, two ball goes. What a shot by the former Demon Deacon. Over to Bozo. Bodied up on Fisher. 2 ball. Bozo got it. Fisher. In relief of Stan Vanilla Jr. Green set rolls around and draws a foul on Bozo. And don't know about that call, really. Felt like he had all ball, but I don't know what referee saw. Maybe he was in that semicircle. Maybe. Okay, that may have been a clean block, but you may have been in that semicircle, so it doesn't matter. Well, but that's for charges and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't know. Weird call, either way. And Stan Vanilla Jr. is now back in the game. Over to Carson. And they will not meet a second trap. But this Creighton zone defense already trying to pick their spots. They just about did. Here's Captain Hayes, though. Rutgers still has the ball. Kicks it out. Carson, 3 ball. Got it. That's the thing. Rutgers has got to be more pinpoint with their shooting. Because if they can get looks like that, that'll help. Harris. Over to Vic. Oh, cross-court pass. A clean one to Malik Harris, who drills the 2 ball. Right-footed to McFarland. Doubled up, and he gets stripped, but it is off of Vanilla Jr., they say, and he'll still stay with Rutgers here. Farland gets the inbound. 3 minutes and change left in the half. It is blown by rather quickly. Prozovic. Carson, fadeaway, 2 ball. Got it, Parker Carson. Having a good game so far, 10 points. Now Vanilla Jr. trying to find somebody open, finds Jordan Walker. Walker, 2 ball is missed. Back to Parker Carson. Seemingly has the hot hand of this team. Oh, what a pass inside to McFarland. Dissecting this Creighton defense. That was an impressive pass down low. Back to work of the Blue Jays. Over to Vic. That's Malik Harris. Wide open 2 ball. That sharpshooter has developed his game to near perfection. McFarland pulls up from 3, way off, and rebounded by Jackson. And feed over to Vic, who gets it from Vanilla Jr. and stuffs it down on the break. Hayes over to Carson. And is turned over, as Vic picks it off. Just fed it right into the breadbasket of the Creighton defense. Over to Jackson. Jackson, 2 ball. Got it. Now over to Parker Carson. Rutgers trying to get quickly to work once more as all of a sudden this deficit has grown, but it's turned over again. What they're trying to do a lot of the time isn't working because that Creighton zone defense doesn't pick a man, they pick an area on the floor. Double screen set by Walker. Vanilla wants to roll around, fights through the contact, foul drawn on Cousins the 4th. And subs made. I think Clutch Thompson is now in the game. And for Creighton, it is Cade Hornecker who just subbed in for Jordan Walker. This Creighton team is killer. They're back to their old, not old ways, but more like back to their elite ways. That game against UCLA, they won that game through pure elite defense. Now this time it's a combination of both. That they're leading by. Oh, what a pass! Rocket arm by CJ Hayes. But Carson will back out. CJ wants to work in. Pass is tipped away. And once again, Creighton is on top of it. Vanilla bounce pass in. Somehow kicked up by Hornecker, who misses the 2-ball. Carson transition 3-ball. That's important. Big 3-ball right there for Parker, who has hit yet another 3 in this half. Keeping the Scarlet Knights afloat right now. Not afloat, but more so just somewhat in range. Jackson misses the 2-ball, and the shot clock is off. Carson, doubled up again. Finds his way out of it. Cross-court pass. McFarland, 3-ball, off. Rebounded by Harris. 13 seconds. That's a lot of time for Creighton. Vanilla Jr. 3-ball. Doesn't get it. That was a great look, too. And Carson's a 2-ball. Got it. Beats the halftime buzzer. But Creighton still leads by 13 at the break. The Scarlet Knights haven't played a particularly awful game, but it's the turnovers right now that is killing them. That's really all it is. That was a quick halftime. Quick break. But this Rutgers defense has to tighten up. Has to find a way somehow against this vaunted Creighton offense. They start off with the ball, though. McFarland will back out. This Creighton defense is putting some pressure on him. Parker Carson misses the mid-range jumper to start things off. Over to Vic, back to Vanilla. Lazo's now back in the game. Harris in the corner, rifled. Oh my, that almost ended up in Rutgers' hands. Vanilla, 2-ball, got it from the free throw line. Defender, I think that was Hayes that was guarding him, thought he was driving to the rim and went to it. Hayes, 3-ball doesn't go. Rush shot right there. Creighton was ready for it. Now Vanilla rifles it. Laza deep 2. Got it. Carson. Over to Krozovic. Krozovic, big dunk. And Rutgers finally gets their first points of the half. Vanilla wants to work in. Little 2-ball doesn't go. Rebounded by Parker Carson. That's surprising because Laws and Jackson were right there. And over to Krozovic, and he draws a foul on Harris. So free throws coming for the Knights. And first free throw does not go in for Krozovic. It is off to the right a little bit. Pizza or spaghetti? Pizza. All day pizza. No debate. No debate will be set up by me here. Now the pressure here by Rutgers trying to make Creighton cough up the ball, but no do there. Vic drives in, layup goes. Soft spot taken advantage of. And Rutgers, again, just defensively have not been doing a good job at all. McFarland. Captain Hayes in the corner. 3-ball doesn't go again. I understand that it is a priority to have him be effective. Lost a turnaround 2-ball. Got nothing but net. I understand, but Parker Carson has been your best shooter, your best scorer all day so far. McFarland is blocked. Stevens ends up with it though. 2-ball, got it. Oh, what a pass in. But Malik Harris can't finish the job. That time, defensively, Rutgers stood tall. Hayes, Krozovic, big dunk, Trey Krozovic. Vanilla, over to Wade Jackson, fadeaway 2-ball. These Creighton bigs are just unreal. How do you guard 7 foot and 7'2" that can stretch the floor however they want? Oh, McFarland 3-ball. Got it. And we're back at a 13-point difference, almost turned away, or turned over there. Again, all these near turnovers, honestly, for both teams. Bounce pass in. Wade Jackson, 2-ball, spins out on him. Over to McFarland. Wants to drive in, kicks it to Krozovic, works in, hop step in through the contact. What a finish, Trey Krozovic. Dude, that was close for Creighton. They almost stepped over halfway. Wade Jackson, 2-ball, way too much. Rutgers on a little bit of a roll here. Captain Hayes gives it up. Stevens, 2-ball is off. And Wade Jackson gets the board. Cheese pizza better than pepperoni? Yes. I can't even have pepperoni pizza. Wade Jackson, 2-ball, got it. Finally, Creighton stops Rutgers' little run there. Thing is, Rutgers has, if they're a bit more fast with their approach. Carson misses the shot. Krozovic, big dunk. Nears Harris. Over to Vanilla. How did that pass get through? Carson, quick trigger, got the 3-ball. Now here's Vanilla. Over to Wade Jackson, wide open for 2. He got it. It's Rutgers' team showing some fight. There's McFarland at the top of the key. We'll back up a little bit. Let the field naturally reset itself a little bit. That's a deep 2. Krozovic got it. 10 minutes to go in the game. And this Rutgers team continues to fight. Oh, Harris 3-ball. Way off. Vic got the board somehow and draws the foul on Stevens Jr. That rebound went so far out that Vic was able to get his hands on it. Vic gets his first free throw. And he'll get the second one too. Been a fun game so far. Oh, ripped. Harris 3-ball. No, that was close. Now here's McFarland. Creighton missing back-to-back threes. McFarland, that 2-ball spun out on him. Now here's Vanilla over to Wade Jackson. Wade Jackson, hook shot does not go. Now here's Captain Hayes, gives it off to Stevens, kicks it back out to Captain Hayes. Krozovic pulls up from 3. No go, rebounded by Malik Harris. Vanilla Jr. in the corner. Rifles it. Oh, that was almost intercepted. Malik Harris in the corner. What a pass into Wade Jackson. The big dunk. A little one-handed stuff. Captain Hayes tries a 3. Again, he misses. Now Vanilla over to Vic. Through the contact, cannot finish it. Now here's Parker Carson, who wants to drive in, but numbers game wasn't on his side. Stevens, that's a deep 2, got it. It's been an electric game by these two teams. Vic, pass inside. Hook shot goes for Malik Harris. And pass inside. Krozovic through the contact, and it bounces in for him. And 1. That's on Cooper Laza, I think. That's his 3rd. Laza will exit the game, but just for rest purposes and also protection. Starting to be a big night here for Krozovic. 17 points in this game. And he completes a 3-point trip. And DeMarcus Cousins, the 4th, now enters. We are halfway done with the second half. 50% through. Fields. Good little blink of play. Jackson misses the 2 ball. It's an opening here for Rutgers. McFarland 3 ball. Ooh, doesn't get it. Oh, Vanilla open from 3, and he cashes it in. Big 3 ball. McFarland tries his own, and he hits it. Fields. Oh, what a feed in. Jamarcus Vick gets it to bank in off the glass. McFarland gives it up. Captain Hayes tries one more time from 3, but still can't find it. Rifles it up. Hornecker. Oh my gosh, what a block by Jacob Stevens. That block was nasty. Inbound will be made by Dronovic. And over to Vanilla. Over to Harris. Now Cooper Laza, who's back in the game. Fadeaway 2 ball. Laza doesn't get it. Krozovic with the board. Rifles it up to Krozovic. Or excuse me, that's not Krozovic, that's Bozo. Sorry. Oh, stepped away. Still Rutgers ball. McFarland gets the screen, backs out. Gets it over to... That's Bozo. McFarland 3 ball. Spawn out on him. Unlucky. Creighton has dodged multiple huge bullets. Walker 2 ball is missed. That's Bozo. Pass to Hayes. 2 ball. Hayes way off. It is not CJ Hayes' game at all. Dronovic dribbles it out to the top of the key. Vanilla kicks out. Laza faces up, another fadeaway 2 ball is missed again. Oh, but what a rebound by Walker, who gets it in on the second attempt. Rutgers hasn't scored in over 2 minutes. And an alley-oop attempt was tried, but Creighton knocked it away. Still Rutgers ball, though, as it went out of bounds off the Blue Jays. Plenty of changes made by both sides. And pass inside is tipped away. Still ends up in Parker Carson's hand, and he badly misses that 2-ball. A botched inbound. Knight still somehow got a shot off, but it was a bad one. Fisher. Over to Vic. Pass inside to Malik Harris, who gets the 2-ball. And here's Jacob Connect. Over to Dash Bozo. A Carson. Feed inside. Krozovich. 2-ball is off and rebounded by Harris. Over to Luke Fisher, who transferred in from Miami over the past offseason, and a reach and foul called right there. I wonder if that was on Dash Bozo. I think it is. And Krozovich is out the game for DeMarcus Cousins IV. Jaron Fields is now in. Looks like replacing Malik Harris. Fields over to Fisher. Fisher, it's a deep 2. Doesn't go. Oh, put back by Wave Jackson. 4.5 minutes left. Rutgers in a very deep hole. And it's intercepted by Vic. Hands it off. Lazo draws the foul. And free throws coming. And that's Bozo picking up the foul. First free throw goes for Cooper Laws, and Creighton has their biggest lead of the night right here. And Cooper Laws misses the free throw, but Wave Jackson gets the offensive board and puts it in. It's a 3-point play, a rare 3-point play, and Rutgers calls a timeout. Creighton eventually tightened up defensively. Meanwhile, Rutgers just has not been able to consistently stop Creighton's offensive efforts. And it is looking like we are going to get a third straight season of Oregon playing against Creighton in some sort of capacity. In 2033, it was in the regular season. Creighton went into Eugene and lost a close one to the Ducks. In 2034, they agreed to meet in a preseason exhibition match where Creighton won a very low-scoring battle between them and the Ducks. And unless a generational collapse happens, we will get round 3 of Blue Jays versus Ducks. A fadeaway 2-ball right there by Cousins the fourth. Vanilla Jr. Fields, pass inside. Vic draws the foul on Cousins the fourth. It's impressive how Creighton has been able to maneuver around Rutgers' defense. A defense that has faltered here and there during the tournament, but I mean, especially against Baylor, that's a defense that really tightened up in the end. Against Hawaii, they struggled a little bit, but in the end, they also clamped up. This time around, it's straight domination by the Blue Jays. McFarland gets it up. Krozovich, that's a deep shot. No. Stevens Jr. gets the board. Foul on Harris. Will get some free throws. Good first free throw by Stevens Jr. Rutgers still down by 21 here. And he'll get the second one. Still, Creighton is still not out of the woods yet completely. But they're getting to that point, but hey, the Blue Jay faithful think it may be it. Oh my, that should have been a loose ball that Rutgers jumped on. Look at Vic! Look at Jamarcus Vic! Beautiful combination of moves. He is certified Jelly Fam. This Rutgers defense has had very little answers for Creighton's offense. Oh, good three ball by McFarland. Creighton's defense has done just enough today. Look at Vanilla driving in through the contact. Got it to go. What a finish by Stan Vanilla. Now here's Parker. Again, this Creighton zone has caused major issues for Rutgers. Turnaround shot, Stevens. No. Rebounded by Hayes, and he misses it. I don't think C.J. Hayes has scored a single point in this game. Laws a two ball. It's missed and rebounded by Stevens Jr. Yeah, I think at this point, there's just a 2-minute drill to overcome a 21-point deficit, especially when you lose the ball like that, I think is just too much. Good pass in. Harris comes up short on that little bank shot attempt. Brozovic, two ball, got it. Rutgers hit 70. Congratulations to them. Harris, and it's tipped away. Rutgers finally gets their hands on a takeaway. And Creighton gets it right back. Vic three ball. Does not go. Rebounded by Laza and is blocked. Good stand by Rutgers there. Good feed. Hayes, two ball. Finally, C.J. Hayes gets points on the board. The face of Rutgers basketball for the past 5 years. May have had one of the worst games of his entire career here to finish things off. Good hook shot there by Malik Harris. Carson switch it up. Hayes is blocked from three, and that's a terrible call, but whatever at this point. And subs coming in for Creighton en masse. Here's Hayes, and yeah, like I thought, 1 of 11 from the floor in his final game as a Scarlet Knight. But this does not at all tarnish what C.J. Hayes has done for the Scarlet Knights. Does not. And Hayes officially exits the game for the final time for Keon Carter. Fisher gets stripped, and Carter runs out of bounds with it. Wow. Lo and behold, I can't even talk yet as Luke Fisher is going to the free throw line. Nick Kennedy Jr., who we're going to see a lot of next season. Nick Kennedy Jr., Dash Bozo, and Keon Carter are going to have to step it up big time if Rutgers is to make it back to March Madness. I don't know how good they'll be. There's a lot of work that needs to be done for the Scarlet Knights this offseason. if they want to get back to being as good as they were this season. And big dunk by Nick Kennedy Jr. Geez, ad break. I forgot to silence it. My fault, guys. At least Shapupi is the only subscriber here. Or Bozo is. But anyways. 2 years ago, it was disaster for the Creighton Blue Jays. LSU could do no wrong. But sometimes history does not repeat. And in this case, it doesn't. Oh, geez, that's disrespectful. But Creighton is going to the Elite Eight. Oregon in Creighton for a trip to the Final Four. That is going to be cinema. A great season for Rutgers closes off in an unceremonious way, unfortunately. But that's the case for most teams. But this is by no means the end for Rutgers. For this core, it is. But there's still something there that the Scarlet Knights can build off of. But anyways, folks, when we return for the next game, the West region is all set for the Elite Eight. But now we got to work on the South region. And we get things started with 10-seed Memphis versus 3-seed Xavier, who will play either 8-seed Louisville or 5-seed Kansas in the Elite Eight. Folks, we'll be